We're going to talk about the next structure, the empathy structure of the We Care Center, which is so, so important. This gives the children the opportunity to practice the skill of empathy that we've been talking about, that I get you, that I want to be there with you, and what would be helpful for you. Do you want to talk first about how you introduce it? And then...
So in our classroom, the way that I do this, and y'all, this is not just, these structures are not just for young children. How many of you work with young children? Okay, anybody with older kids above 5th grade? Just 5th grade though? Okay, so y'all, it's for everybody. It's just gonna look a little bit different depending on what age group you have. And so with younger children, typically what I do is I introduce it beginning day 1 of school. And the way that I do that is I'll have either a center in my classroom, or we have a portable center, which is a bag. So I've got a bag over here. I've got it opened up, so I'm not going to open up. Polly's got one. But sometimes I start with just a gift bag that might have a box of tissues in it, and it might have a stuffed animal in it. Just something I start really small. And so I don't say, okay, let me show you about the We Care Center. Typically, I wait until we need it, and then I'll go and pull the bag. And I myself as the teacher go over and I use it with someone. So if Kira, is it Kira? So if Kira has just fallen and she's gotten hurt, I might take the bag over and I'm going to say, boys and girls, Kira's at our school family and she's crying. She fell and she hurt her knee. I've got a bag called our We Care bag. I'm going to take it over and see if there's something that might be helpful. And so I'm going to go over and I'm going to say, Kira, that was so hard. You fell and you hurt your knee. Ouch! Is there anything in the bag that might help? Oh, she chose the bear. She doesn't know. She doesn't know yet. There's some stuff in the bottom. So that's how I might introduce it. And then after I've used it, then the next day or that afternoon or sometime when we have a group meeting, I'm going to say, today Kira hurt her knee. And when she hurt her knee, I went over and got a bag called the We Care bag. Now let me show you what's in this bag and why we use this bag, okay? So I wait until it's meaningful, I use it, and then I come back and say, here's why we have this. And the good news is you can go and get it anytime you want to. And I would do the same thing for our older kids that I would have when the opportunity arose. And y'all know something's gonna happen every day. And I would go and say, Polly's having a hard day today. Her grandmother died a couple of days ago, and she's just feeling really sad. So we've got a place back in our room back here. Do you see this desk back here that has all of these cards and all of the stationery? I'm going to go back here. I'm going to choose one of these cards, and I'm going to write a note for Polly, just telling her I'm thinking about her. And I'm going to leave it for her on her desk so she has that to hold on to the rest of the day, to let her know that we're here for her, and we're breathing for her, and we're wishing her well when she's not feeling so well. Do you see how that looks different? We have a We Care Center that we use all the time as adults. I mean, how many of you, when you've got a friend going through a hard time or a family member, you send them a card or you call them? It's the same thing. We're offering empathy. It's compassion in action. That's what it is. Do you see?
And with it, same thing as Kim, that I just start when a child is in need of it. Once that happens, then the children take this over as their own.
Yes, they do.
This is going to be a classroom job. Someone is going to be the We Care helper. Again, giving them the opportunity to show that compassion. When someone's hurt, they would be the one that would go over and say, is there something in here that would be helpful for you? What's also important to know that you're going to start off with a few basic items. You're going to determine what would work best for me in my classroom. But then you get this wonderful new group of children, and this bear may not be what is helpful to them when they're in a time of upset. So you get that opportunity to start experiencing your children, knowing more about them, and then adding something that would be helpful for everyone or helpful for one particular child. And then starting the process of, again, like Kim was saying, of writing the notes. So even in my pre-K classroom, I would just have sentences that were already written out so they could copy these. They weren't quite writing the sentences on their own, but they would want to find the one when someone was not in school. So feel better soon. And the We Care helper, that would be their job, to write the note and put it in that child's cubby when they were not there.